Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry, not the starting that I wanted. I'm sorry, but as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I'm not doing any editing. It is what it is. This is life, so yes, we can have like a little bit of sore throat or something like that, and it's part of the life. So I hope you are having a great time, great day. There's a lot of snow here where I live, finally, and I like snow. I like watching while it snows. The kids love it, so we're having like a really great time. So in my last video, I ended up by saying I will share in next video some of my manifestations, not to, like brag about them, not at all, but to give you an idea what and how can it be done. And really, as I took a notebook and put them down, some of the fun ones. This is how I chose them, which were like really funny to see them come into life, and also on the other side, like the looks on the eyes of the people involved, like what, how is this possible? There's no logic, as we said before. There is no logic. It shouldn't be our concern how something will come about. We need to know, we should know what and why. Okay? So yeah, let's begin. So this first one, I didn't even remember this one, but my husband told me, oh, what about the Audi Cup? So I live in Europe, and in Europe we say it football. In United States and some other countries you call it soccer. So we all know it's like the most popular sport on the entire planet. And I love sports, all sports, and football is no exception. We love watching all the biggest competitions. So it was summer, beginning of the summer. This was like really at the beginning stage of our mutual awareness and understanding that we can have, we have the power, not can, we have the power of creating our lives. Okay, so my husband comes to me and he says, babe, I don't know, he told me a certain date, it was 3 days in a row, and he said, mark those days, we're going to Audi Cup. Audi Cup is summer kind of competition, friendly competition. It's in Munich, in Germany, so Bayern Munich Football Club is the organizer, and each year they invite some other great teams from different countries, and they have this tournament. So that year, so my husband is the greatest Bayern Munich fan, like since he was a kid, and I'm greatest Liverpool fan. So that year Bayern invited Liverpool to come also to that tournament to Munich. So anyways, on a particular TV sports station channel, there was some kind of quiz or something, and they were giving awards, and the grand prize was 3 days Audi Cup for 2 persons, so 1 + 1 included, all expenses paid. So the traveling, the hotel, the food, and of course the tickets for all the games. I found out about that later, because first my husband just told me, look, mark those days, we're going to Audi Cup. And I even thought, like, he's taking me there, you know, he's paying. And that was like in the morning, and like in the late afternoon, because it was beginning of the summer and the days were all already like long days. He comes to me, you know, like rushing to the living room. We had small kids, and he was like, you know, he was holding his phone. He was like, you see, I told you we're going to that Audi Cup. And I was like, yeah, I know. And then he told me, yeah, but you know, I was competing. So he answered those questions. And right after he answered those questions in the morning, he came to me and he said, we are going to that Audi Cup. He found inside himself that 100 or 110% sureness that he's going to be picked up in the draw as a winner, that he had no doubt about it. But he told me the whole story later in the evening. I didn't even know. So we went to that Audi Cup. It was amazing. Like, we had a blast for 3 days. But as I was writing today, it really came across my mind, that important part, that why is it important for you, if you are a beginner or if you are struggling with something. Don't start with that, because winning that prize for going to the Audi Cup was, like, you know, irrelevant for him or for me. It was no big deal whether we win it or not. And that's why our mind, or let's say his mind, because I didn't know what was going on, his mind wasn't like, you know, questioning and checking in all the time. Is it there yet? Why it's not there yet? How come it's not there yet? Why, you know, I haven't got the answer yet, and so on and so on. If that would have been something like really important, then our mind would be like constantly checking in, checking in, checking in. So this is what I want you to like get from all of this, that feeling of sureness, of like, you know, like when a woman gets impregnated, or when you put a seed in the ground, you know it's gonna come out like baby in 9 months, a certain vegetable after 2, 3, 4 months, independence on what you put in. You don't go like every day, you know, and like looking in the ground, where are you? Why aren't you out yet? You just nurture it, you know, take care of it, and you have this sureness, it's coming. You're not doubting. Okay? Okay, this one happened like multiple times regarding a job. So probably 2 or 3 times my husband switched jobs, like I mean really changing companies, and that was like that was like really fun to watch. He would, like, I don't know, maybe get a call from a headhunting agency, and they would tell him that, you know, a certain company is interested in his skills and so on and so on. Okay, and he would go to that you know, interview, but he would come home. That was like first round of interviews, and there are always like, you know, 3, 4 rounds before final decision is made, and multiple candidates, and you know the drill. And few times, I think 2 or 3 times, it happened after first interview, he came home and he said, this one is mine. And I would be like, yeah, but it's first round. And he was like, I'm sure it's mine, I feel it. And I remember friends also, you know, how can you be so sure? And he said, just wait. And each of those times, they let him know before the next round they didn't even, you know, went on with the next round. It was like really interesting to watch, to observe. He was so sure, and they really called him, and they told him, you know what, we really liked you, we're not going to proceed with other candidates, and next round, if you're interested, you know, let's get together and talk through details and so on. So that one was like really multiple times happening. But although it was important to him, but he knew how to let it go. He really knew how to find that feeling of sureness. You know, feeling is the secret. Many times with the kids being sick, you know, it's like late afternoon or evening, and they were, I don't know, they would get fever or wouldn't feel well. And, you know, then as a parent, you don't know like what's the night gonna bring, and, you know, if the next day are you gonna be able to go to work. You know, in our case, we didn't have anybody, you know, nanny or grandparents to watch for our kids. So it was either kindergarten or stay at home. And I mean, like literally every time I would go to bed and I would like bring my kid, so the one that was sick, or sometimes they would be both at the same time, in front of my eyes, and I would see them, you know, like in good place, in good energy, like smiling them, like in the morning. I know our morning routine, and I would see them, you know, feeling good, feeling happy, feeling energized, satisfied. And I would fall asleep in that feeling. That's all I did. Because, you know, as I probably mention in every video, first get very clear on what you want. So I didn't want my mind, you know, to occupy it with, I want my kids to be healthy, but I was going for that feeling of them feeling good, being in a good position, being happy, you know, being kids, being childish, being, you know, all that they are. And this is the image that I brought in front of my eyes before I fell asleep. I mentioned state akin to sleep, right? So this is the state that we slowly drift into with our breathing, and this is on the edge between being awake and falling asleep. So you're kind of aware that you are here, but at the same time, you are not here. You are somewhere else. And that somewhere else would be, you know, in the morning, looking at my kids and seeing them like completely satisfied and being the best of themselves. And I'm telling you, every morning we would wake up and they would be completely okay. Many times, even when I would bring them to the kindergarten, you know, the teachers in the kindergarten, they would be like, oh, you're back. Because let's say yesterday they would call me earlier to come pick them up because they were, I don't know, be having a fever or whatever. Yeah, because they are okay. And they stayed. Then normally it didn't happen like after, I don't know, 3 hours they would call me back, you know, they're not okay. No, they really were okay. So this is something, you know, that's why I always say, try to find something that is in your like everyday life, you know, and it would be pleasing for you to see it differently, to experience it differently. Oh, the car. So it was the beginning. We all know I'm not gonna name the thing that was happening in the past 2.5 years, right? But at the beginning of that situation, we just sold our old car, and then all of that happened. You know, everything was closed, shut down, and so on. And we needed a car. And we came to the auto salon, and so we pick up the car, you know, the model, the color, everything, and then the lady puts that into the central Volkswagen system because it's one of their companies. And she said, so that was the beginning of the March, like, what was it, 10th March, something like that, 12th, I don't know. And she said to us that we would have to wait for at least 4 to 5 months. And when she said those numbers, it was like through my brain. I was like, what? Because we had plans for here in Slovenia around 1st May. There's a week of school holidays, so we had plans regardless of the situation. But we had we had plans, and in my mind was we need a car for those plans. And she was like, yeah, but look, you know, there's nothing I can do because of the whole situation. Everything is stopped, and you know. And so she showed us, you know, the list, because as she put our names in the central ordering system, of course, we went on the bottom of the list. And there were like thousands of people, you know, imagine, from whole Europe, world, I don't know. We were at the bottom, you know, and there was a day, estimated day, and she would say to us, you know, it's a German company, they're like pretty much on time, you know. These days are like reliable. And I remember she was having a contract on the table, and I looked at my husband. We're not married at the time yet, but and I was like, end of the March? And he said to me, yeah, end of the March. And then we look at her, and she was like, you know, she heard us what we were talking, but couldn't like comprehend what we mean by that. And I said to her, would you be so nice and like with the normal pen, put on like on the top of the contract, just write end of the March. And she was like, I can't do that, you know, I don't want like to get in trouble because it will be written on the contract end of the March. And I was like, no, please use a pencil, use a pencil, so you know you can erase it just for the copy that we take. Please just write it end of the March. And she was like, okay, but like really, there's no way. And I said, we're just playing a game, so. And she was like, okay, probably thinking like these two are crazy. And she wrote end of the March. And we went. And I remember as we were going home, like, is she serious about 4 or 5 months? And, you know, like, yeah, probably, you know, but yeah, okay. And I remember at home, we discussed about it. And I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. And he said he's gonna do it. So, because there were my husband's informations on the contract. So that means that they would call him, not me. And then he would tell me. So the game was like this. He would, in his imagination, hear, now he knows how she sounds, that lady. He would, in his imagination, hear her telling him on the phone, your car is here. I think he even put something like amazing, or I can't believe your car is already here. And I would hear my husband like telling me, you know what, babe, our car is here. And this is what, I don't know, maybe I did it for like a couple of days. So it was, I don't know, was it like 27th, 28th of March? I know it was Friday, late afternoon, and we got a call And she was like, so he got a call. And he comes to me and he said, babe, we got a car. It's already there, but it's Friday afternoon. So I told her we come pick it up on Monday. And the lady told him on the phone that, you know, they've been having that car salon for over 30 years. And never ever has this happened. Even more because the car that we chose was completely new car on the market. So it was not something that they could, like, you know, pull up from the stock somewhere. It was new on the market. And the color, because we chose color, like, you know, something out of the box. And when we came to the salon on Monday, there were also her parents, because she inherited the business from her parents, because they wanted to see those crazy two who wrote end of the March and really got it. And they still cannot, every time we go there, you know, to have something in regards to our car, they would still be, oh, look at those two, you know, the lucky ones. I have no idea what happened. I don't know. I don't care. Our friends chose exactly the same car maybe a week after us. They like really waited, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, like really long time. So yeah, that car was like really fun story. And also when we were buying new kitchen, the same story. We picked up the kitchen, they came to our house, you know, to make all the measurements, everything. So then we go back there, you know, to pay the deposit and to arrange the dates. And it was just before we went to summer holidays. So it was the beginning of July, and we went like for a whole month on holidays. And in our heads, we said, okay, we want that to be done like in the beginning of August or middle of August, the latest, because then we had the wedding and other stuff, and we couldn't like deal with kitchen. So we went there. And the gentleman said, yeah, you know, because of what was happening the last 2 years and so on, you know, the line is really long. So your kitchen, and again, it was German company, Dankichen, and he said, your kitchen won't be here like until mid of September or late September. And we're like, no, because we're moving in a new house, you know, we cannot be with our kitchen. And he was like, yeah, I know, I'm sorry, we really like the kitchen. So we're like, yeah, okay, look, we're coming home end of July, maybe beginning of the August, and I'm sure you'll call us then. And he was like, you know, okay, whatever. So we came back from our summer holidays, and he would, the same story, he would call my husband, you know, expressing like his, like, you know, not even believing what happened, because, you know, there are people waiting in line for months and still not getting their kitchen, but our kitchen was already there. So yeah, I have written here then some other daily stuff, because this video could be like, I don't know, 5 hours long. But you know, when you go like to the store and you want to go to the cashier, and there are like, I don't know, 1 is open or 2 are open, and there are like, I don't know, like really a lot of people standing in those lines, I would just look to I would in that moment choose the one that is closed. And at the beginning, I would literally do that in the store. I would close my eyes, inhale and exhale, and I would just bring the image of that, you know, there are numbers on the cashiers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, and the one that is closed is red, and then when it's open it goes green. this is how it's here. So I was just, you know, bring that image and, you know, red turning to green, and hearing on the microphone, they would say, dear customers, for you, we're opening cashier number, I don't know, 5. Each time. And I would just go straight to that, which would, after I open my eyes, it's still red, but I would go there and it would open. This is something I really do daily. Or if I go to the car wash and, you know, I see the line, like, and you would say like, oh, it's gonna take you like, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours. I just imagine, like, and then something happens, I don't know, somebody doesn't have, I don't know, time to wait, something happens, and like, I'm next in line. Okay, but these are the things that are like not lively important. It's not like your life depends on it. And that's why it's easy to play with them. That's why I keep saying, just play with it. Find something in daily life that would be, that it's not like your life depends on it, but it would be fun or nice for you to see different outcome. Okay? Yeah, so because the snow was coming and my daughter, she puts on her ski pants and she grew like 10 centimeters in the past year, and everything was too short and ski boots were too small. So, you know, let's buy new ones. And we always do that. We always play getting like best quality, best material for like lowest possible price. And seriously, she got her ski pants for 26 euros, I think it was at the end. She's really tall for a child, and that size was the last size on the kids department, and it was like minus 80% and also some extra points or something, I have no idea. And it was the same things with the boots. So it was like extremely funny how little I paid, like really funny, you know. Yeah, okay, and the last one, probably about a week or 2 ago, I got a call from, how would you call that, a certain department in public administration, and they said, I don't know, they were going through some materials, archive, some applications and so on, and they realized that I haven't like filled some form, I don't know how many years ago, and it should be filled in. And you know, probably nobody likes to deal with bureaucracy, like in general. And I was like, yeah, okay, thank you, I'll look at it. And after I finished, I was like, oh, I really don't feel like doing anything about it, you know. Okay, please guys, just remember, when you realize that something that you don't like or don't want is happening, you're hearing something that is not pleasing, at that very second, just ask yourself, what do I want? And so what I wanted was, I don't know, them calling me, realizing, you know what, we found it, or actually we don't need it because, I don't know, something has changed, whatever, just as long as I don't have to do it. And like literally within, I don't know, it was maybe like 2 hours, I get a phone call, a lady apologizing to me because she didn't realize that, you know, some terms and conditions have changed in the past 2 years and there's nothing for me that needs to be done. Okay? So I don't know, I have so many things written here, but this video is probably, you know, let me see, yeah, endless. I would use revision many times, and revision is probably something that I'm gonna talk about in next video. I got many questions from you below the videos, also in private messages, that you would like to have some depth on revision, some cases where and how I used it. So yeah, I'm gonna do revision in my next video. So yeah, make sure to not miss it. Click that subscribe button. It's much easier also for YouTube to know who wants to see the content that I'm doing, and also it's really feedback to me that I see what are people interested in. I hope you have some interesting like insights. I'll be happy to hear some of your manifestations. Put them in the comment. This is always, just have in mind, always when you put something in the comment, everybody who's watching reads comments, everybody, and also all the other people have value from your comments, from your questions. So I wish you a lovely day. Enjoy doing whatever it is you're doing, and see you in my next video. Bye.